Coming from a bad place, oh yeah. Tryna be a better me just for you. But it ain't easy, it's hard to get used to. Minding my own business, I'm not worried about what he do. Cause nowadays, all the niggas, they be seafood. I always said this is that I'm staying around people. Finding my own path like I'm writing my own sequel. Two-faced people all around, they be evil. 2021, you can never trust nobody. Good and bad thoughts on my mind, they be crowded. Wish a nigga pass his limits, then he see he bought it. Family worked hard, but I never catch them found it. Came a long way, in my drip now I be drawn it. Niggas stay dying, I got some hearts pounded. Multi-talented, my passion I haven't found it. Yeah, in my home, I was never ever doubted.
Good evening to each and everyone. Welcome back to your boy GSC Garva, and I'm here with the one and only TY. That's Ties and Chelsea Session. We're going to discuss today about the Reggae Boyz of Jamaica, our latest update, and one former wonder kid, a former Manchester United and England wonder kid, Mason Greenwood. How you doing today, Ty?
Yeah, I'm not bad. Very interested to see to have this discussion and to see where it goes as well.
Yeah, because this one come out of nowhere, because for so many years, this player, was on rank of one of the best talent is coming through England. The golden boy. He was the golden boy with the likes of Marcus Rashford. Coming up through the Manchester United ranks. This kid was one that shown that he probably can end up be a world class player. He can shoot with both feet, technicality, speed, so he's a kid that got it all, and unfortunate that what happened, which we can get into it because we're not scared to touch certain topic because we don't like certain stuff that happen in life, but I believe in second chances. That everyone make mistake. None of us is perfect. We all make a mistake somewhere along the line in life. And we would always want someone to pardon us or forgive us, or educate us, on what we did, so we can move on from it. We can learn from it and grow from it, so we can end up, probably be our own model by teaching other people, of the mistake that we make and the repercussion that these type of mistake that brings, so unfortunate that, they time out to dry. What you take on it?
Yeah, I mean, it really is unfortunate. The thing is, and this is something that would actually look up his age. I realize that he's still very young, very very young, and I guess because I think he came on the scene for Man United very early on. So looking at it now, I thought he would have been around like 26, something like that. But he's still very young. I think he's still 23 or something like that. So it shows that at that time you would have still been very young. So it is unfortunate that that's going to define you for the rest of your life and career. The whole the accusations, the allegations, and all of that. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but as you've said, it really is a situation where he obviously definitely learned something from it. It's something that can change your life forever. It and it depends on how you take it and how you turn it into something positive at the end of the day. Because I mean, it could have been worse. A lot of things happen, and obviously we know the reason for why this opportunity for him to represent the Reggae Boyz has come up as well. So it does show that they leave him out to just hang and dry. They don't want to affiliate themselves with him at all because of everything. So it opens up that window for him to switch allegiance, as the article right here says. But I mean, he didn't have any other choice because the England national team, they didn't give him any other choice. They said he can never represent them again. So why not just make the move? He's eligible to represent Jamaica due through descendants. So or ancestry, he's a descendant of Jamaica. So obviously he has that opportunity. So yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate for sure because he's a young person and player. And when everything happened, he was just he's still a young adult, but he was more so of a young adult there in terms of the age range of a young adult.
Yeah, before we even go deep down into the football and the switching of legion, we still want to touch on the topic a little bit because, I know that a lot of people don't like to touch on the topic because of what happened, and I'm not saying that it's correct or it's right because, violence, in any form against a man or a woman, it's not called for, it's not necessary, and it's not something that we're gonna stand for. But as a young man, like temperament, young people, both man or woman, kind of have temper, that's something that they have to gradually grow into and learn, and for me, it's unfortunate as we're saying, but to go back to see that what happened and he's still with that person today, they married and already starting their own family, so that person already forgive him, in certain way that, to at least walk down the aisle with him and to say, they're gonna be together forever and at least and not only that too, they have kids together. So it's to show you that sometimes you can learn from making mistake, you can grow from it. What your take on it, what I just said.
It's funny. Well, you're telling me something that I didn't know because I didn't even know that that they were they have a child. So that's news to me. But I mean, yeah, as you said, I mean, if the person that was involved could forgive him, um, and they're the victim. So obviously, if they're able to do that, why is that case where why the media, because the media is still painting him in a bad light. Even the article that's right here, it's giving that impression that oh he's doing this because of England or whatever, but it's actually the way other way around. England told him that. And then, one key fact about this is that probably one of the reasons why, perhaps, because I'm trying to look at it from their perspective as well, is the fact that maybe they're saying Mason Greenwood has not been proven guilty or innocent because key details, like the evidence was withdrawn, the key witness withdrew, which obviously would have been obviously the victim. So because of that, they're saying that he didn't go to trial. He was charged, yes, but there wasn't any sort of trial for it. So I guess they're saying that maybe because of that they don't want to be in between limbo and let it be a case where oh this happened because something did happen. There was some sort of physical sort of thing that happened because the proof is there, but at the same time, there was nothing to say that he was guilty or even innocent. Everything was just dropped. The trial didn't go through. The charges were dropped because there was nothing there. The evidence was withdrawn rather, and they withdrew the evidence and all of that, and the key witness withdrew from the stand. So those things obviously didn't help. But I mean, yeah, if they're still together, they have a child. I mean, forgive. I wouldn't say forget because I don't think you can forget such a thing that happened. But the forgiveness is there. But yeah, it's a very sticky situation, and we know what happened with Manchester United as well. Both of them decided that it's best that he leaves, and he's at Marseille. So, I mean, yeah, if his partner can forgive him, and she was the victim of everything that happened, then why can't the media forgive who are on the outside and not in the business?
Yeah, I want to say thank you, Miss Melina, for the support, and I want to say big up Jordan, big up Jerry. I really appreciate it, guys. It's been a while since I'm here collabing with the one and only Ty. Ty as I call him. It's been a minute, but yeah, today's topic is Miss Melina is about Mason Greenwood and coming for Canada. Hopefully he can score a hat trick against you guys. Hopefully, it's a awful situation, but let us see how it goes. But yes, what you were saying, back to the serious matter of Mason Greenwood. That showed me one thing though. That really showed me something major, that these these big football clubs and even the and federation, doesn't believe in in forgiveness and mental health. And for me, I think that with a young player that go through a situation like this, and the way you treat him, you treat this young man the way, that the way that no one want to be treated. Because the end of the day is, I think they should at least offer him help. You know, let the public know. I know you're trying to pretty up your image, but sometimes you have to forget about image. And that's just me though. I think that this young man did need help. At least they should have tried to at least, send him somewhere where they're gonna educate him. Just go back to the Enzo Fernandez situation. What's the difference with it with his situation and the Enzo Fernandez situation? What they said they were gonna do, they said they were gonna educate Enzo Fernandez. Tell me if I'm wrong, Ty, before I continue, or if I'm right.
I mean, and the funny thing is, it's funny that you mentioned the Enzo Fernandez thing because they said that, yeah, that's what they said. But the funny thing is that there's a group, I don't remember the name of the group, that are actually that want to probe into the situation because they're saying it shouldn't just end right there. It can't just be a case of educating him on that. But there needs to be some sort of reprimanding because you don't want to set the precedence that somebody does this and they did that and that's just it. Because I know that situation with Enzo, we don't really want to talk about that too much, but just for comparison's sake, education is key, and the whole situation with what would have happened with Mason Greenwood and his partner, you know a lot of the times a lot of people are not educated to the rights that their partner has. A lot of people think that because their partner is their partner, whatever, and I don't want to go too graphical. So we can talk about it, but I don't want to get too graphical. But you can have sexual relations and all that, but at the same time your partner has the right to say no if they're not up to it. And in Jamaican context, they say a year something, so whatever. But the thing is, education is key. It's important that the person, the person that is being charged or was charged, they're educated at the things that they did wrong, what rights they breached, so that they don't repeat it again. And in Greenwood's case, it's good that it didn't tarnish any sort of football career that you could have going forward, because that was the narrative then. When it happened in 2022, I think a lot of people said that okay, this is it for him. No, but he's not gonna play football again. Nobody's gonna want to sign him. But he's gotten a chance at a start over, and he's doing. I would say he's doing good for Marseille. He's had 12 goals, I think, or something like that for Marseille in League A. So he's doing relatively good for them. They're happy with him. So I mean, it's good that his career isn't tarnished. But man, you said about Enzo Fernandez, that story hasn't ended because a lot of people said it concluded too quickly. No information was given, apology was made, PR was done, but nothing about the education process has happened. So a group came out and said that no, it's still racism. Whatever was sung is racist. So you cannot just let it end right there. So even that story, there's a probe into it again. So that hasn't concluded yet, but I get your point. Yeah, education is key, and both players, funny enough, are still relatively young, around the same age range as well. So mistakes can happen. So it's not like that we should be penalizing them or persecuting them, because we do have that right. But at the same time, they're young, and it's important that they get educated, because people do make mistakes because they're oblivious or they're not aware of what they're doing, because nobody gave them that sort of lesson, or it's something that they're used to, or that's the culture that they're accustomed to. So they do it without knowing that okay, this may offend somebody because they're not going to be okay with it.
Yeah, and the reason why I said it, because a lot of times that you can physically, damage someone, or you can verbally, damage a person, So I see both is in the same, because you can at least say something to a person that scar that person for the rest of their life. The same way how you probably physically hurt someone. So I think both goes hand in hand. I don't see the difference. Both is hand to hand, but I guess it depends because of the country. Some countries more stricter, more lenient, and some is just some is just like, just give it to you. That's the way it is. Some believe in second chances, some just don't. So it's a situation where I'm not gonna say that you know that is good or bad. One and JJ, yeah, big up, big up, big up, big ups, Scott. Yeah, but for real though, Ty, it's a good topic. I'm glad that we can talk about it, and don't shy away from the big part. But let's go to Greenwood as a player. What your takes on Greenwood as a player coming up to Manchester United ranks?
Sorry, my connection went out. I don't know if it was my connection or yours, but it went out. But basically, Greenwood as a player, I mean, I have to be honest. He's one of the bright stars that I've seen come through United ranks that I actually respect and rate in terms of as a player. As I said before, based on the facts of how early he was introduced, um, into the first team at United, I generally thought that he was older than he is. He's 23, so that's still very young. I thought he was older than that because of when he was introduced and how young he was introduced as well. And as I said, he's doing good. He's a very technical player. He has a good pace on him. He has the capabilities of being a tremendous player. And at the age of 23, yeah, he still has time to go before he hits his prime. And I mean, as I said before, I'm happy that the situation hasn't tarnished any chances of him having a successful career, because he could still have that, because the talent is there. I would have been unfortunate that a talented player like that, because of that situation, we're not able to see that potential that he has being fulfilled. So he's a very talented player, and I'm happy that he was able to leave United, go to Marseille, and score a lot of goals. He's in double figures, and I'm sure that, although I get it that they had a mutual agreement that, okay, the best thing is probably that he leaves the club, I'm sure they would love to have him right now, because their players are not scoring goals for them. The attackers are struggling to score goals for them. So I'm sure that if things could be different, they would have been willing to have him still, because he's talented. And the question is not about if he was good enough why he left. It was a case of they just wanted to isolate themselves from the situation, and for the sake of not tarnishing the reputation of United, because that's what they're worried about. They just said, okay, let's just part ways, and best of luck with your career. But he's a talented player, and if he can come in and help the Reggae Boys as well, it'd be fantastic.
Unfortunate about the situation, as I said earlier, but I think it's a big gain for the Jamaican national team, because this player was
Yeah,
one of the players that I got a lot of eyes on when he was coming through the ranks of Manchester United. The thing that I like about him, he can be very direct. He can run behind. Not only that, he can play both left or right, because he can shoot with both feet. So this type of player is like one or two out of a generation. You barely see players that can shoot or can do stuff with both feet. So this make this player special. You can see that this kid is a special player, and that's one of the things that I take from him. The most is the special that he brings. Because a lot of people thought he was a left footer when he just started out, because he was cutting in from the right to his left foot. But if you notice, even against Marseille, he been scoring penalties with both left or right. So it's kind of unpredictable, because even the game that they play, I think it was on Saturday that I watched the game, he took the penalty with his right foot. The keeper ended up go the wrong way, because he set like he was going to use his left foot, but end up use his right foot. So to show you the talent that this young man got, and the way how his career almost over. Because let's be real, you have to say that his career was finished, was over, because that's what a lot of us were saying, that this young talent was no more or nowhere to be found or to be seen again on the main scene. I know a lot of big clubs won't take the chance with him, but I'm glad that Marseille did, give him a second chance. I hope he make use of it for the rest of his life. I hope that in the future, that he open like a educational class on it, where he can educate younger people. And I hope that a lot of young players look at him as a role model, in a way where, to see the changes that he make after, the problem that he have early in his career. Because we all have to think that footballers are not robots. They're human. They're human just like us. They just don't live a normal life like us majority of the time, because of they have to prepare for the image rights and all of this stuff that come with it. While we can live a day-to-day life, easy life, but everything that they done or do, always be out there. But the talent, look at this player, what he done or coming up to the Manchester United rank, and what he been doing in Marseille, and when he was out on loan last season in Spain. He was killing it last season over there in Spain also. So to show you that this kid already proved that he can play, not only just in England, he can play in France, he can play in Spain, and those are three of the best league in the world. So imagine, this player showed the adaptation, that he can adapt to every situation. Imagine what he's going to bring for the Reggae Boys.
Yeah, and that's what excites me as well, because as you said, you know the profile of Mason Greenwood, it kind of please a lot of people, because as you said, what you're seeing of him, it made people think that, okay, this is the type of player that he is. But as you rightfully said, what he's doing at Marseille, it shows that you see the skill set that he has, you see the capabilities that he has, and that and that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't say that it's good that what happened, but I think it's a blessing for him as well, because I think he would have been stagnated at Man United. It would have been a case where that's crisis, in a situation where right now they're struggling, and I think by going to Marseille, he's showing that he has the capabilities of doing it not only in the Premier League but in the French league, which people say that the French league is not horrible, but some players go to the French league and they struggle. But he's showing that his skill set, his capabilities have not been hindered or by going to a different league, different climate, and different environment. So for sure, and as you said, with this situation, it teaches him a lesson. It sticks with him for the rest of his life. Where a situation like that could have ended his career overall. He could have gone to prison. So I mean, hopefully he turns that into a positive thing, and he uses that as a way to encourage young people, especially to bring some sort of awareness to the fact, because as you said, a lot of fans, a lot of people forget that players are human beings, football players, athletes are human beings. The only thing is that they live a more luxurious life sometimes or most of the time. So because of that, they will make mistakes. They still human being. If you cut them, they're gonna be the same blood. They're not gonna bleed golden blood, or blood's not gonna be different color. They're gonna still be the exact same blood. So they make mistakes, and it's about if they learn from those mistakes and what they do after that. So I think for sure, hopefully he learns from that situation, and that he's able to do better. But for sure, um, hopefully he continues to prove what he can do, and as you say, with the Reggae Boys, it's a blessing for them because they do need more options in the attacking area. They do have some Jamaican born players that they could perhaps give more chance. And obviously, one that we always talk about with Dixie. So there's options for them, but Greenwood comes in and he adds more quality to it.
Yeah, and as we're talking about Mason Greenwood, the great Paul Teagat Davis, one of the great Jamaican striker in the history of Jamaican football, just messaged me, you know. Yeah, so big up Mr. T got Davis, man. Big up my legend, you know. Yeah, man, I really appreciate it, bro. Big up. Yeah, but what you said is 100% correct. But if you look on the Jamaican lineup now, you know, Mikel Antonio, as we said, is unfortunate for his accident that we did in that show the last time when we talk about Mikel Antonio. But now it seems like he's gonna have for the World Cup qualification. You know, having the likes of a Mason Greenwood, Demarley Gray, and Leon Bailey, you know, as our three main attacker. You know, what what do you think about that attack? Because those are three players that can create a lot of damage to their opponent because of speed, skills, you know, and not only that too, but goal scoring. Damali Gray was off it, you know, for a little bit for the last international break. But I know that he's a quality player. You know, he can be very direct when he want to. So what do you take on this front three that the Reggae Boys, you know, about to have to for the World Cup qualification?
Yeah, yeah, as you said, the whole situation is very unfortunate with Mikel Antonio. I think with this situation, it gives it makes the acquisition or the getting Greenwood to get his allegiance towards the Reggae Boys is a positive for Jamaica because as he said, Leon Bailey he brings something of his own as well. Um, this gives Jamaica or the Reggae Boys another option that can be a nightmare to defenders, nightmares to other countries, especially in the CONCACAF era in terms of the qualifiers and all that. It makes their chances of actually causing other countries that they have to compete against some trouble because the defenders don't know what to expect. So because if you play for example at the Gray on one side, you have Mason Greenwood on the other side. Both of them are good at dribbling. If you focus on one, the other one has that freedom to do this. And then the same thing could be said for Leon Bailey, who has the quickness as well. So if you do that, it leaves them with a more daunting task of okay, I can't only focus on one attacker because if I leave one free, they can hurt us. Or if you do that to the other one, they can hurt us. So it's a positive for sure, and I think it comes at a perfect time. It really is unfortunate that Mikel Antonio had that massive um accident because it could have taking his time as well. And that's what something I'm sure that he's grateful for because he spoke about it and reflecting on all of that because the damage to that car as well, man, it shows that he was actually blessed to not come out with a more life threatening injury or something that could have ended his career overall. But for sure, it's a setback for him. I know that for a fact because obviously he loves to play football, but this acquisition of Mason Greenwood is a positive because it gives Jamaica that added strength that they need in the attack and the competition as well for places. So and push it and I will push the team even further in terms of believing that they can actually qualify and get back to where they were years ago.
Yeah, and as you said that I with the Mikel Antonio, I should have said this earlier too. If you could imagine like if we got the likes of your Mikel Antonio, was fit and ready with a Mason Greenwood playing in the number 10, with the Damali Gray and the Leon Bailey, the problem that these players would have bring, to the rest of CONCACAF because Mikel Antonio with his speed and his physicality, it's not nothing normal. It's he's a player that got everything, and the likes of Mason Greenwood with his technical ability, and his vision, to show you the team that the Reggae Boys can bring. If we get a good all-in midfielder with this player, I think that definitely can lead us, to qualify for the next FIFA World Cup, and not only just qualify, we can go there, and at least show something. Not saying we can go and win it, but the format, the way they set it up now with the format, we can go there and with the Jamaican defensive ability, we can go there and surprise a lot of teams. You know, so I definitely would want to see the Reggae Boys go back to another World Cup, because 1998 seems like it's too far away. Because we all see that 1998. What you probably was too young to really notice, but I watched all the World Cup qualification for the 1998 World Cup, and I even watched all the games for the World Cup, and that was something that kind of inspired me, to go and play the game. So that to show you that you know that's something that the country of Jamaica need. Overall, Jamaica need it as a nation. Jamaica need another FIFA World Cup. Something can let the young kids start a dream again, and have hopes or believe again. So I think Jamaica definitely need to qualify for this FIFA World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, and you touched on something that I wanted to mention as well, which is the fact that the only thing, for people that know what's going on in Jamaica, they know that a lot of unethical things happen in terms of crime and all that, and I think for a lot of young boys, teenagers and all that, it will give them that belief that okay, I can work towards being a part of this historical moment again. And if you see the country go to the World Cup where they have to compete against one of the international one of the greatest international countries in a competition like that, it gives you the belief that okay, I can be a part of that. I can make that be more of a consistent thing where it can happen on a more regular basis and not have to wait almost 3 decades for that to happen. So I mean that is a positive thing for sure. And if it can happen, then that would help the country be on the map for another thing. Because they're on the map for track and field and other things. Olympics, people know that okay, you can watch them for this. But in terms of football, a lot of people know that there's talent there because they're getting players from Jamaica to go to England, Belgium, and all of that. But to actually see that at the international level would be a different thing for sure.
I want to say thank you, Jared, for the membership, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate it. Yeah, but for the Jamaican for the Jamaican national team, right? Like we know, me and you know the problem that this being a thing that wave over the Jamaican national team for a long time. It's a lot of negativity that were over the national team for many many years. But how you think that moving in this direction, getting a player like this, you know, what good what good do you think it would bring for the Jamaican national team in general? Just to see the type of talent that the Jamaican is pulling, even though as we said earlier in the show, the situation, if it was different, probably we wouldn't get a player like this. But do you think that we will qualify for the next FIFA World Cup, or you think he would uplift the Jamaican team to a different level?
Oh yeah, that's a very sticky question though, very much. The sticky one because I mean, ooh, um, um and let me try to be unbiased here because I would love to see that. But mm, well, I mean, I'd have to say that it's not impossible. I mean, as currently we're in a good place to qualify after two matches played in the qualifiers. So I mean, it's not impossible. Um, but it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy, but I think with this opposition, it will help to uplift because it will you're getting more quality and it will give the midfielders, defenders as well, some believe that okay, I can trust the attack with the most, I can pass about to this guy and he can do some moves, he can do footwork, he can do some good movement, he has a good skill set, so definitely we can have that belief. And as you said, there's a lot of negativity surrounding the national team and national teams as well. If it's not about the treatment, the money and all that, something else.
So that is something that people, and as I said, they're human beings. So they think like how the average person would. So they hearing that it will play on your mind even if you don't realize. Those things can be the subconscious mind. So those things are very important to consider. If we will see that happen, that would be a positive thing. There is a possibility that it can happen because if things come together well, we played two matches and we've won two of them. So those things can actually help. But it's gonna be a challenge for sure. We still have to see how we adjust as well as how long it takes to adjust because I don't know. I'm not sure if I should really say this, but the stadium, the national stadium. I don't know if it's a case where it's a mental block, but when Jamaica plays away, they tend to do better. I don't know why. When they play at home, they struggle. I don't understand why, but that's why I've noticed they struggle. Um, so it depends on how he adjusts the different to that picture as well, and if he's able to do something that will actually help. But he has the capabilities on paper. It looks promising for sure because he has the skill set. But it's about how he adjusts to the team and the teammates that he has to play with as well.
Yeah, back in the days, they used to call the national stadium the office. I don't know if you know, but it used to be hard to come up against Jamaica. That's why they give it the name the office, because it was somewhere where we come up against Colombia, Mexico. No one know how to beat us at home, even Brazil. So we used to go up against a lot of good opponent in the national stadium. We used to overthrow all these opponent, especially when we got the likes of Carl Brown, Red Coach Rennie Smones. The Jamaican team used to be difficult to beat. So even now, a lot of people still call it the office, because that's just the name of it, because we just never lose game at the office. But I think that this player will bring back a lot of crowd in the stadium. And I think that this is one of the big problem too. I think that because the national team have been far away for so long, I think that people stop believing. I think that people stop trusting the process, because that's what people use in football now, process. So I think that's one of the main issue that the Jamaican national team have, is the process. So
Yeah,
I think that
yeah, and
sorry, go ahead.
yeah, but right. I just said the office because I remember reading a article from the Jamaica Zeno, and they were defending the office because they were saying that the history of it, what the reason behind it. People say that okay, in recent time they've lost here, so it's not as difficult to stay there again and for teams to beat them there. But they're defending it. They talk about things that you just mentioned as well. How long it has been, the whole difference of the generational gap and how the new generation in comparison to the generation of that time is different. And we see that with football overall. There's a generational gap where, things are different. Um, Footballers are very delicate. You can't do what you used to do. You can't be too harsh on them. You can't do that because mental health is massive, more even more now because of technology and all of that. So, so for sure, and I say somebody said that the pitch is not good, and I don't really go towards saying that in terms of maintaining it and keeping up to a standard that will actually help the home side. But I mean, if that is the case, then it does say a lot. For for a place that's called the office, you need to keep the office in good place, in a good state and in proper care. So and give it proper care. So I think that if that's the case, then that's very much concerning. So um, yeah, but yeah, the nickname is something that I became acquainted with when I realized that they had some articles on defending it and giving the history of why it was called the office.
Yeah, I seen that all the Jamaican content creators that do the Reggae Boys content, saying to believe, said this the 2026 would be the year, when Jamaica will finally qualify for the next World Cup. So, we're dreaming, but we would love to see those days again, because I remember when it was a national holiday when we qualified for the first FIFA World Cup. I remember we go up against the likes of Argentina, with the likes of a great Batistuta, Ortega, Juan Sebastian Veron, name it. They got it, Argentina team, and they only could have beat us, by a narrow margin. We see we go up against the first time, Croatia qualified for their first World Cup. The Jamaican team go up against Croatia, where we lost that game. I think it was 2-1 or 3-1, I think. you know, and then we go up against Japan with their first FIFA World Cup. So there was three teams in that zone where they were the first time in the FIFA World Cup. It was Jamaica, Argentina, Croatia, and Japan. And Japan and Croatia was making their debut at the first FIFA World Cup. But look where those teams are now, and look where Jamaica had now, and you can see the big difference. Those team advance and Jamaica reverse. Jamaica keep on reversing backwards. While those teams go forward, because look at Croatia since 1998. They've been to every single FIFA World Cup since 1998. The same thing with Japan. Japan been to every single FIFA World Cup that I can remember of from 1998, and Jamaica only went to the FIFA World Cup 1998 and never advanced. And Jamaica have been passed through some great, great, great talent. If you go in England and you said Ricardo Fuller, a lot of people would tell you he's one of the most deadly striker that they ever seen. If you go in England and you talk about Ricardo Gardner, the same thing. Ian Pepe Goodison, the same thing. Onandilo, and the list goes on and on. So Jamaica, it's not like the talent wasn't there. The talent was there, but I don't know. Jamaica just reverse, instead of go forward. What do you think? What do you think happened, Ty, before we close off the show? This is the last topic, and then we can close the show off.
I mean, it's I mean, it's you know, you mentioned England, and you said the talent is there. I wouldn't say it's the exact same thing with England, but I think one of the thing is that and you have to forgive me because I'm very young, but I do say that in terms of the management, it's about being able to utilize those talents efficiently and effectively. And if you can't do that, then they're gonna have a problem with with advancing and actually making a name for yourself even further. Obviously, as you said, you know, by qualifying and all of that and actually competing, it was something that made Jamaica as a nation very happy. But I think in terms of the talent that they had at that time, you mentioned the choreography and all of that, it makes you realize that talent sometimes just isn't enough. You have to ensure that you know how to manage that talent and manage all of that potential that you have. So I mean, I'm only gonna speculate because obviously I wouldn't have been able to see it, but I do think that despite having the talent, you need to be able to put all of that together and be able to grind up results. I do remember that, for example, they got a win against Japan. I think that gave them 3 points. So they got a 2-1 win over Japan, I believe. So because of that, the talent was there because if you're able to beat that team, it shows that you have the capabilities to win matches. But I do think that in terms of managing all of that talent and able to put it together to good force, that was where they probably fell short. Same time you said for England as well. They have the talent, it's not like this church of talent. It's just a case where being able to manage all of that and to come together and to get an efficient result, to push yourself further, that probably didn't really come to fruition
Yeah, Ty, continue from it, Ty, for 1 second.
Right, cool. But yeah, I mean that's the thing, it really is a unfortunate situation. In terms of looking at the times that the mega came close. But I think a lot of people, albeit the fact that they haven't qualified for the World Cup in such a long time, they've done a lot. They qualified for the Copa America more than one time since then. Obviously we know that they were in the Copa America. They qualified for it in 2024. So there's a lot of positive things to follow up with that. It's just a case of wanting to have those glory days again return, where we can celebrate and say that, oh yes, our nation has done it again. We've qualified for the World Cup, and we can look forward to not just seeing the teams and the echelons of that glorious competition. We can say that, okay, we have a Caribbean country, a country that has defined all the odds, all the diversities, the adversities that is there, and find a way to push themselves back up to that pedestal of we can compete the big countries that are classified are the ones that are rooted for the link to the finals and potentially win it. So I mean, I'm not gonna jump the gun and say that if we qualify, we're going to win it. That would be some sort of dream that I just don't think they would be there to do. At least not at such a quick pace. But crazy things have happened. I'm not gonna be delusional and say, oh, if we qualify, we're gonna win it. But just to compete and actually push further, to try to progress further than just the group stage, lead the knockout stages. Even if you get eliminated, it's a step in the right direction. You progress from not being able to come out of the group stage, finishing third and all of that, to actually going.
Yeah, Ty seems like he freezes there. Yeah, I understand everything what you're saying, Ty. You back? Yeah, while Ty is there, it's still freezing. Yeah, guys. Mason Greenwood. Let me break it down for you if you guys never hear from the beginning. But Mason Greenwood have put in his documents to represent the Reggae Boys of Jamaica because of England decided that he doesn't have a future with them. They will never give him the chance to play for England again.
And all.
So, sorry, go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, but that's a positive thing for sure.
Yeah, so the recap. So I was doing the recap over for the viewers who just tuned in because the numbers keep going up. I said I was gonna end the show, but we can end it at the 50 mark if that's okay with you, Ty. So the recap is Mason Greenwood has decided that he's gonna represent the Reggae Boys of Jamaica. He's already put in his paperwork after England told him that he will never stand a chance to play for them once again. But Mason Greenwood coming up through the Manchester United ranks as one of the most talented player, in their academy. Unfortunate, as we said earlier, what happened. You guys can go back and watch it from the start, the stream. There's a lot of interesting topic that we touch. We didn't hide from anything. We touched every single part of the Mason Greenwood situation. So if you guys can want to go back to it, you guys can go back and watch a video from the start. But it's a good look for the Jamaican national team. As Ty said, and guys, please remember to go over there and subscribe to Chelsea Session. That's Ty YouTube channel, and my fellow co-host. He do the Premier League weekly news every single week on the channel. But before we close off the show, Ty, I want to make some announcement. That I definitely thinking about. I got some new things that I want to bring to the channel because majority of my viewers are from Jamaica. So they're definitely saying that if I can do different stuff because they want to engage more with the channel. So I'm trying to please the fans because without you all that watching, me or Ty, wouldn't really be here because we were just talking to ourselves. But because we're growing on building a community and we're growing it with numbers, when we realize we're getting a lot of feedbacks. So I want to please, the people that sit for hours, watching these streams, and supporting us. So we want to give you guys, a platform, a community where we try to cater, for everyone needs. When I realized that a lot of people like not only just Chelsea fan, but Premier League fan overall. So that's why I do the Premier League show, and now I got a lot of grown up that said, what's going on here, what's going on there, can you bring us different topics of what's going on different from football? They're not really just a football lover, they just want to hear different stuff, what's going on. So I'm tending to bring it to you. I'm here that want to tell you that we're working on it to see the best way possible how I can do it. Ty is like a brother to me, so therefore, anything I do, I try to confront him first and let him know. So, hear what he think about it. So we're talking about it and we're seeing the best way how we can, come to everyone needs, and everyone can at least be happy. So you can't let every person be happy because you're gonna always have people that really, doesn't like what you do or like what you do, but doesn't agree with it. But we're trying our best, to do the best that we can. What do you say, Ty, before we close the show off?
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to listen to what the algorithm says and what the analytics says. I mean, if Jamaica is where the most of the viewership is coming from, then you have to satisfy the audience, because as you rightfully said, we'll be like mad people, just talking to ourselves, and that's just about it. Because we can have some of these conversations privately between ourselves. So I mean, yeah, it's a good initiative. It's a good thing to do, and I think it will garner a lot more support for the channel as well, because it will show that okay, we're being inclusive of all things, not just exclusive to sport, um and football, but it can be other things. So it's definitely a good initiative to take.
Yeah, and I want to say, thank you for everyone that is watching, and I want to say this is about GFC Garvin, and we'll be back with another video for you guys. Probably Ty, if he got the time, probably do the Premier League roundup probably Sunday or Monday. Whenever he got the time, he will do it. And as I said, we're working on different stuff for you guys. So I want to say thank you for everyone that's watching, and peace. We're out.
Coming from a bad place, oh yeah. Tryna be a better me just for you. But it ain't easy, it's hard to get used to. Minding my own business, I'm not worried about what he do. Cause nowadays, all the niggas that be see-through. I always said this is that I'm staying around people. Finding my own path like I'm writing my own sequel. Two-faced people all around, they be evil. 2021, you can never trust nobody. Good and bad thoughts on my mind, they be crowded. Push a nigga past his limits, then you see he bought it. Family work hard, but I never guess I'm from it. Came a long way, in my drip now I be drawn it. Niggas stay dying, I got some hearts pounded. Multi-talented, my passion I haven't found it. Yeah,